Hi, this is Dr. Sweta Adatia and welcome to the Limitless Brain channel, where I will bring all the everyday neuroscience as you just heard. Now, very interesting from the last conversation. This is a continuation of the previous video. If you have not watched, please do watch Neuro Meditation Part 2. We were talking about a technique which I use every single day of my life, and it is non-negotiable. So many years back, I was a type A personality and I was really struggling. I was stressed out. Of course, there was a lot of things going on in my life as a medical student, as even a professional, etc. And then I took a step back and I said, what am I doing with the life? Why am I so stressed? Why should all this happen? And believe me, when I decided to make a change, that was super useful. My entirety of life, my focus, attention, everything changed. So whatever I will be bringing out in this lab or in this channel is going to be highly experiential. So I want you guys also to give me your experience, your comments, your feedbacks as we keep continuing this limitless journey on the channel. So today's topic is all about one technique which I have been talking about, which is everyday practice. Every day, consistently doing this for 25 to 30 minutes can change your life. What do you need to change? If you are struggling with time, you're struggling with stress, there is a lot of financial issues in your life, you're struggling to remember, there is fog, you're just trying to struggle and come out of all of this, then this one technique is for you. I'm going to summarize this technique in the neuroscientific aspects because this was very carefully chosen. Every single part of the technique was essentially made after a lot of review of literature. So whatever we have been bringing it here, or I personally have been practicing, would have a large backing of the literature. Now, what is this technique? It is called MOVERS, M-O-V-E-R-S. If you are struggling about any of the topics that I just discussed, and you want to really make a shift, you want to really make change in your life, please practice this. Each of the components for at least 5 minutes, which makes it about 25 to 30 minutes. So people who come and say, oh, I don't have time and I'm too stressed and I'm too busy, please, this is for you, because now you will be able to make more time. You will be able to do more things in the less time. Your efficiency will amplify, your focus will improve, your attention will improve. Every other change will be possible merely by practicing this every single day. Every day, if I ask you a question, you wake up and you go to the washroom to get your brush. You don't have to force yourself into brushing teeth. You really don't have to do that. Brushing teeth happens, right? This is exactly the same way how these kind of techniques must happen. But what are we doing in the current day time? I wake up from an alarm which is in my phone. This is the most dangerous thing to do because my alarm is in the phone. I would wake up and then quickly have a look at all the social media, all the things that has happened overnight. Enough people are awake, entire world, to give you enough messages, and which you will wake up in the morning and you will scroll, and then that's it. You started your day, you were asleep with Delta, all the 4 waves that I have been talking about. If not, please watch my previous videos. You were in nice Delta and you straight away bang on wake up with the Beta. This Delta to Beta with the phone is absolutely not a good idea for the brain, because now you skipped the 2 stages, which is the theta and the alpha. These are the 2 very important stages in your awakening or time when you wake up, which will allow you to build your brain, allow you to have that access for doing all the things which can help you in life. So we need to do it now on purpose. We need to really make efforts to do it. Now, even if you want your alarm, by the way, in the phone, some of you will say, but I don't want to buy a new alarm. Perfectly fine. Put your phone on an airplane mode, unless, of course, you're a doctor or something where you need your phone to be on. I wish my phone could be in the airplane, which is not true. That's why I have to keep another digital alarm. But please do that. You want to wake up. Waking up should be a ritual. And by the way, sleep also needs to be a ritual. And we will be talking about the neuro sleep as we get along in the series of this Limitless Brain Lab. So coming back to your everyday practice, I want you guys to understand how movers will be able to help you. So let's guess, what does M stand for? We already talked about it in the previous session, meditation. O for me stands for ocean breathing. There are a lot of breathing techniques which allow you to balance the parasympathetic and the sympathetic system. There are a lot of breathing techniques which allow to focus and build the PFC, build the brain. I like ocean breathing, but I'm going to put O just as a part explaining that it can be any breathing. Even if you want to do alternate nasal breathing, you want to do bhastrika, you want to do any of the pranayams, and we will keep talking about the neuro breathing as well as we get along in the series. It's perfectly all right, but spending 5 minutes, even if you don't know any breathing, I just want you to breathe from the diaphragm. Most times we breathe from the chest, and this is not a good idea. You really need to breathe from the diaphragm. Taking a deep breath, holding for a while, and then slowly exhaling. If you don't understand any techniques and you're very new to this entire pranayama or entire breathing techniques and you're confused, somebody's talking about Wim Hof, somebody's talking about vortex breathing, somebody's talking 4x4 or box breathing, 4-7-8. Don't worry, I will be taking a next video explaining every single thing in detail, but all that you need to do is just breathe from the diaphragm. The moment you do that, you will be balancing this parasympathetic and the sympathetic system. You need this balance. You need a little bit of sympathetic access when you do the activity, and it should come back to have the balance between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. When you breathe, one of the functions, there's a lot of functions in breathing, but one of the functions is to balance this. So 5 minutes, just simply 5 minutes doing this helps it. And if you think that there is no accountability, I really want somebody to nudge, push, that is also what we have done with the Limitless Brain Club. So I want you to join the Limitless Brain Club, which is in the captions below, so that somebody will always be talking about the everyday experience and nudging you, sometimes pushing, whatever is required in that space. M and O. Next comes V, visualization. Now, when we talk of visualizations, why is visualization important? Remember that in the brain does not understand between what is real and what is visual. Let me give you an example. There's a beautiful scientific experiment which was done. There was a group of people who were practicing piano. They were actually physically practicing piano, and the other group of the people were mentally rehearsing those piano notes. I think it was done by Leon Pascal many years back, but I love this experiment because this particular experiment, pre and post brain scans for both the groups were almost identical. Which means that visualizing the keynotes in the piano also led to the same brain function, and practicing the piano also led to the same brain function. This is marvelous, and I'll tell you why this happens. Because the brain does not understand between what is real and what is imagined, which means it will start to prepare all the right chemicals. So my suggestion, and what I even do, active practice, is the night prior, please visualize your entire day. Please visualize your entire week sometimes. If you have time over the weekend, that visualization will then come into actualization, and your brain will have all the circuits prepared for it. Now, visualization also in another context. Let's say you have an exam to clear, or you have a profession to go to, you have a relationship to cater to, whatever it is, and you're struggling, or you want it to happen better. In that case, visualization is something which you really need to do well. People talk of visualization boards. That's perfectly fine, right? You just want to keep the things in your focus. But alone, visualization boards don't work. Why do they not work? Because you are not putting forth those brain changes. You're not putting forth those circuits. You're not changing anything in your brain. So to change in the brain, you also need the support of the emotional system. You need to really visualize deeply enough. You need to actually bring out that memory, feel that thing, as though it is happening in real time. When you do that, things will be better. So 5 minutes, just visualize what your life is going to be in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, in 5 years' time, with deep emotion. Bring out with clarity every little thing that is going to happen. Let's say, I am going to be talking to 500 people. Let's say that's my next talk, and 500 people. What is the room like? How are they cheering? What is the emotion in the room? How is the temperature of the room? What is the screen like? What is the mic like? What is the sound like? Every little thing prepares the brain for changing those circuits in the entirety of it. So please do that. E stands for exercise. Please make sure that you do some form of exercise. There are many different types of exercises, but stretching, cardio, endurance, balance or coordination, all these elements are very important, because all these elements are so crucial. And I don't think so just merely going to the gym or merely going to this can be enough. I mean, obviously for all those of you who love gym and who go to gym, absolutely that's the way to do. However, there are also simple things. If you think that you cannot go to the gym, then please do simple things such as sun salutations or Surya Namaskar. It includes all the practices that I just spoke about. And even if you cannot do that, please at least walk for 20 to 25 minutes in your life. Because when you walk, when you do any movement, when you are exercising, your brain is producing all the right chemicals. The BDNF, serotonin, happiness, all the chemistry is right here, right absolutely in the brain. So it is doing that for your benefit and wellness. And R, my most favorite, R for reading. But reading what? Reading affirmations, reading positive things, not waking up with the phone that I just described, and then, reading all the social media trolls, reading anything and everything which is in the newspaper, anything which is negative. You want to start your day with something positive, something affirmative. So read anything which is sometimes also very random, but anything which is positively random. So I have a little habit of just going to my library and then picking up a book, and they also say it's like a message from the universe, whatever it comes by, these are all little techniques and exercises which you can keep on experimenting. And you can also share if you have done that. You just open a page randomly and then it is just talking about the problem that you are likely to have, or you have been facing, or what you are going to be dealing with, etc. So please do that. Reading affirmations, positive things, because you want to wire your brain for positivity, all the good chemicals that you need. S, very important, the last one, scribing. Writing down, catharsis, removing all that is negative, anything that is bothering you. Now this bothering can be right way in your childhood, does not matter, because every single subconscious, anything that is pressed, anything that is compressed is playing also a big role in your life. So if something is constantly bothering you, something which is not right, something which you want to shift, something which you want to move, please write it down. And when you write it down, do not even revisit it. When you vomit, you don't go ahead and look at the vomit, right? You just let it out. It is something which is stuck. You are just giving it a pathway. Any emotion which is stuck, any emotion which is unprocessed, any emotion which is unhealthy, which is lying inside, and you're trying to process this from inside, is a disaster. It's a definite recipe for mental illness. The best thing is give words to that emotion so that you can let it out. The articulation allows you to let go. Articulation allows you to get rid of those emotions. So MOVERS, a very simple strategic movers for your everyday life to make your life amazing and wonderful. So I would like to continue the next video, because we talked about the sleep and how did we wake up. I think that's a very important and crucial thing to make awakening as we wake up in the morning. Not real awakening. I wish we can talk about that as well, of course, but waking up in the morning and sleeping as a ritual. So hang tight, and in the next video we bring about the neuro sleep, or the rituals for your happy brain, amazing brain, successful brain, and hence your wonderful life. So hang tight, watch all the episodes of the Limitless Brain Lab, and if you have any personal questions, comments, I'm always available. So signing off, Dr. Sweta Adatia.